Hello everyone, good night. My name is Ariel and today is my project one sharing. There's a lot of slogans about believing. You see what you believe what you see, and you see in order to believe. But today we are going to focus on, do you believe what you see? I know you believe what you see is kind of nature for all of us. But recently I'm going to think and always ask myself that whether you think what you believe is totally wrong, is totally right. There are several examples and games that I want to play with you. Think about those twins that walk past you. Tina, what would you feel?
I feel creepy.
Right? Most of us will think, wow, am I crazy that the same people just walk past me? Yes, most of us will feel quite creepy, but if you observe or think carefully, they are twins, not ghosts or something creepy. Okay, for the next one is, what would you see in those pictures above? Tina, what could you see? What can you see in this picture?
A leaf.
A leaf? What else?
Hair.
Can you see a young lady?
With plastic bags on her head.
Okay, quite vivid. We can see a young lady, but if you observe it carefully, what could you see? An old lady or an old woman, right? Okay, the second one is, for the first time I saw these pictures, I think it is two men facing each other, but the classmate who sits next to me said, oh, these are cliffs. This picture is for me is the most funniest one. Who is holding who? The boy is holding his father, or the father is holding his baby boy? Okay, that's one. I took these pictures from my textbook. For the first time I saw this picture, I saw, wow, a bird. We know that the bird is mammal. How could a mammal have so many legs? And then I said more carefully, oh, this is a mother bird, and the rest of the legs are her baby birds. Okay, another game is, who is this person? Tina, who is this person?
Obama.
Yes, we know it is US President Obama. And how will it happen when we twist the picture? Yes, right, it is Obama. This time don't play tricks on you. The second one, who is this, Julie?
Mona Lisa.
Yes, this is Mona Lisa, the famous picture like Da Vinci paint and all. Yes, but if you observe carefully or if you twist the pictures, is the left one Mona Lisa? I guess not. Okay, the last one, Obama again. But can you saw it? The left one, Obama, is not Obama anymore. Quite scary, right? So your eyes will somehow trick you or lie to you because you may not always believe what you see. Then I'm going to talk about something mentally, that there is a kind of fact that is government employee the best job. Including my parents, they always think that after graduation I really need to take the government employee exam in order to ensure my future career. But is it really suitable for me? Let us see the good points for government employee first. We know government employees are steady jobs and well paid, and most important, they have regular holidays. And somehow you can say government employee will never be fired by the government because we know government take care of us really much. And they have regular working time. They work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I guess. That is according to my father, who has been working for government for like 40 years. Okay, but think carefully. Those facts, like most medias or newspapers shown, like government employee is the best job or the most suitable job for all of us. Is it right or is it true? Can you really believe what you see? For me, for my own opinion, government employee is somehow not the best job for me. Just imagine that if everyone in Taiwan is going to be government employee, that must be quite disastrous, because the economy in Taiwan must be dropped down immediately, and no one would have enough money to buy their own favorite things, right? And rumors has it that, this is told by my teachers, he said that the brand of government employee is the most valuable. Guess what? Because government employees always do regular things and they do not need to come up with further or creative ideas. So they do not use their brain, unlike doctors, engineers, or scientists. They do not use their brain much. So in the other way, we can say, because government employees do not use their brain much, their brain keep all those neurons or function well. Just imagine that if everyone is a government employee, wow, that must be very disastrous for the economy in Taiwan. I bet that the economy in Taiwan must be dropped down immediately. And then rumor has it that it was told by my teacher that he said the brand of government employee is the most valuable. Guess what? Because unlike scientists, engineers, and doctors who always use their brain to think about other things or problem solving, government employees tend to use less part of their brain. So in other words, it means that if you use your brain less, it means that you can keep your neurons or functions in brain well. For example, if you compare a new car to a car that you have been driving for decades, the price of new cars must be higher than the car you have been driving for years, right? So that evokes me thinking that government employee might not be suitable for those people who have creative ideas and great leadership, and those who want themselves to be competitive in the rest of their lives. And some scholars have been pointed out that the reason why most of us, especially those who just graduate from college, want to take government employee exams is that they tend to be afraid of failure. Because if you are not so ambitious or you do not have very good abilities to have working skills or something, you might be failed for the first or your second job interview. Seems that most of us are afraid of failure, so we tend to take the exams that ensure us not being fired for the rest of our career life. But it arises as another problem. Is it totally right? Some people tend to pursue a very challenging or competitive career life, but others may want to seek a steady life and have both work and family. Which suit you the most? I think you really need to consider and think about it more, not just being judged or being misleading by the media or newspapers or even your parents. There is a book about The Secret. You know, The Secret is a book. And the law in The Secret is a very famous law for the law of attraction. I want to give you two examples. One is my friend and the other is the terminal cancer patient. For the first one is my friend. He is a very, I've known him for like 5 years and we are in the same class all the time. and he wants to study archaeology at the third year of high school. But unfortunately, the previous first and the second year, he did not do pretty well on his studies and grades. So it means that for all of us, we may think, oh, he did not have good grades. It means that he cannot do the test well or do the college entrance exam well. So he might not fulfill his archaeologist dream. But to everyone's surprise, he kept thinking that I want to be an archaeologist in the future. So he become a very hardworking student at the last year of senior high school. He studied very hard. He read a lot of books about archaeology. Then, guess what? He was in Chengong University archaeology department successfully. This is the power of law of attraction. And the second example I want to give you is that you can see a lot of books talking about how a terminal cancer patient survived. Actually, most of us might think that if you are being diagnosed by a doctor that you have terminal cancer, it means that your life might be ended in a few months or a few days or even a few years. But how could those patients overcome this kind of nightmare of having terminal cancer? I think the main point is that they think or they believe themselves that they can conquer these obstacles of like terminal cancer. So they totally change their diets, like they kept eating organic or eat a lot of vegetables instead of meat. They changed their lifestyle. They began to think positive instead of thinking they will only have few days or a few years left. So the power of attraction, law of attraction, makes them live longer and even beat the cancer. So I'm going to talk about the hottest issue recently. It's about the cross-strait agreement on trading service in Huaidong. So most of us will call it Fumao. We know that according to different kind of media, newspapers, they have their own political status. So I listed two columns for you. It is for against one and the support one. Parents who saw media or who saw the news every day might think that students who stay or who occupy the legislative yuan must not be a very wise or very reasonable behavior. But if you look in another way, you might have lots of opinion, or even you maybe support the student's behavior or action. The against one is for the student. They may think like selling Taiwan to China. After we sign this agreement, we may think like we are going to sell Taiwan to China. And how does this agreement pass? It might be black box operation, and the government attitude toward those objections might be a little bit passive. That is why the student will be a little bit angry about that. Also, parents must be misled by the media, because the media has their own political status, I just mentioned to you. And then, so it might arise a lot of revolution in the family. And the support one is economy stimulus. Support one, I mean those who support this agreement. They might consider that since we have agreement with China, we might have stimulus for us to provoke or to promote our economy. And maybe we can, because the economy is going better and better, we may have better life. And some government may think that students may not represent the majority of objection. And since recently some scholars say that students are not as competitive as students used to be, so people who agree to sign or who support this agreement might think that it will make sure that all of the students that graduate from college might be competitive in the next few years. But this is what after I absorb the positive and negative side of voice, you cannot judge or determine an issue only by a single glance or only by a single resource. Since nowadays we tend to get all kinds of information, we really need to develop the ability of thinking. The media cannot represent all kinds of things, as well as newspapers. As a citizens or as people living nowadays, we really need to think reasonable about those information you see or you got or you hear. This will be the proper way for living in this generation, or living in this era. For the conclusion is that we could not always believe what we see, since there are a lot of illusion I mentioned to you, I show you, or there is a lot of positive, negative, or supportive, objective way of different kind of issues. We really need to stand in others' shoes. So, be smart, and don't always believe what you see, or don't always believe what we see. Thank you.